So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. A father in Evanston, Illinois, had his life taken in a park Thursday while playing Pokemon Go with his daughter. Police responded to the scene after an officer in the area heard shots just after 9 p.m. Once officers arrived at the park and provided first aid to the father, he was pronounced deceased at the scene. Quote, the initial investigation revealed that the victim and his daughter were walking in the park. While in the park, the victim had a confrontation with at least one subject. A short time later, an unknown subject fired a weapon at the victim, later taking his life. Police also stated that the victim's 7-year-old daughter was in the area but uninjured. The man was later identified as 29-year-old Servando Hamros. The Evanston Police Department continues the investigation and there are no additional updates at this time. Hamros's family stated in an interview that he was playing Pokemon Go with his daughter when several people started shooting. Quote, I guess he had a confrontation with some other people that were there and they took his life. My granddaughter FaceTimed us saying, help me, daddy shot, in the park by herself with her dad. That was stated by his mother, who was not identified in fear for her safety. Quote, they executed him in front of her and then they shot at her. The family who lives near the park stated that they heard the gunshots. Quote, I even put candies in my granddaughter's pocket for their little Pokemon Go adventure. Little did I know that I was across there listening to my son. By saying my condolences to the family, this was a senseless act that should have never taken place at all, especially if it was just, over some words that were stated. This was clearly an act by somebody who had an ego and somebody that was pride driven, and they felt that, maybe he came at them disrespectful and he wanted to basically prove a point. My thing that I've told a lot of guys is this: every conversation ain't even really worth it. The way that I look at it is that, maybe there was some type of talk that was happening, right? That's not too kind for a young child to basically hear. And, maybe potentially he went over there. I'm just guessing, right? Maybe potentially, he went over there to have a conversation just to say like, hey, I got my daughter out here. It's like, I understand y'all out here and whatnot, but I was wondering if y'all could like maybe tone down the language, different things like that. Cause she's, a little girl, she's listening, different stuff like that. I've heard guys, go up to other people and state these things. And I don't have no problem with that because I understand it. Because just because you're outside and you're in the public doesn't mean that you need to always, talk in a caustic, abrasive, type of manner, because everybody ain't trying to hear your conversation and all of those other things, right? And more than likely, because it sounds like something that another man did. Like I said before, people feel a certain type of way, and especially if they got friends or whatever around, and the friends are the main ones to start, egging people on and boosting people up, filling them up with like gassing up and whatnot. And he probably got to the point was like, yeah, y'all right, let me go handle this situation real quick. Let me show you how we do it. Bow, 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 bow. And that's what he did. And by doing that, you just basically knock the father directly off of this plane of existence, which basically means that this little girl is going to be fatherless, which means that she has one less guide in life in order to direct her into a positive lane. But like I said, people like that don't care. They don't care at all. And this is why I sit up there and tell guys that, yo, you gotta, pick and choose the battles that you want to fight, because every battle ain't worth fighting. You can't sit up there and fight every single man out here. You just can't. So you got to pick and choose the battles that you know that you can win, literally. Like if you figure that it might be a 50-50 chance, chances are very great it ain't worth it. Especially if it's going to come down to you potentially losing your life, it ain't worth it at all. Like I said, at the end of the day, this young man, he had his daughter and himself basically there. He didn't have no type of backup. He didn't have no nothing. More than likely, if it was like a crowd of like people there, like I'm talking about like a few, like 50 to 100, whatever it is, and it was just that little group that was like, you know, making that noise, doing whatever they was doing, chances are very great that they might not have done exactly what they did, because there would be way more eyes, and chances are very great that somebody in that crowd actually knows who they are, or they might actually know their family, which means that there's a greater chance of them actually getting caught. So they were more than likely able to do it, and had a reason to do it, because there was realistically no witnesses, because the main witness is no longer here. He can no longer speak. So all of those people that were there at that moment in time, they're all accessories to what took place here, to this loss of life, to this little girl no longer having a father. And the most horrible part about it is, this is going to be the lasting and forever memory as she grows up, that this little girl is of her father. To live with that every single time that she closes her eyes, every time she has a birthday or a holiday, whenever she might have that, you know, that one moment when she is, you know, interested in a guy, or she has her first boyfriend, or she's going to prom or a quinceañera, or when, you know, she's gonna get engaged. All of those moments that she's going to have, she's going to be reminded of what she lost and what she no longer has and what should have been there. So when she has her first child, nothing. So then when that child that she has their first child, which would have been his grandchild, nothing. Like I said, that's crazy. And then on top of that, that's not the only one. You also got the mother that, in a sense, did not know, but now she knows that the shots that she heard were the last sounds of her son even being alive. So you're looking at two generations here that lost the most important person in their life just over words. And this is why I tell people that as a society and as humans, this is why, you know, in a sense, if we go extinct, you know, it's going to be because of us. If we can't progress, it's going to be because humanity does not want to progress. Humanity does not want to change. You literally have people over here taking other people's lives just over words. Just over words. And they're happy and ecstatic about it. It's crazy. You know, I hope the family receives justice, and I hope those individuals are caught, and, you know, they never see the light of day ever again. Because if that little girl and that mother have to live with that memory forever, those people have to live with those consequences forever.